Good afternoon, guys. This is Ronnie Velasquez, and I'm sending you this video. This is a continuation of the training that we had last week in regards to how to create flyers in BHHS resource. So, questions that people have been asking me is, once I created the flyer, how do I send it over to my contacts? And that's a fair question to ask. So this training is about that. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to have a flyer already created. So as you can see here, I have several flyers that I have created. That's the first thing. The second thing is, who are you going to send these flyers to? And in this case, if you're going to send your flyers to your clients, for example, you're going to need to have a list in Excel of the first name, last name, and email address of the people you're going to send the flyer to. Now, a lot of people ask me this question: how do I get my contacts out of the database that I have them in? For example, if you have your contacts, and here's what I have to tell you: if you have your contacts anywhere, like in Facebook, LinkedIn, Top Producer, Wise Agent, or any other place, there is always a way to export your clients. There's always going to be a way to do it. You just have to find out how. So how do you find out how? Well, the best way that I can teach you that is going to YouTube and just put in the text box. Let's say, for example, you have contacts in Facebook. How do I export contacts from Facebook? You just type it in YouTube, and I promise you, you're going to find dozens of videos of people explaining how to export contacts from YouTube. So in this case, I already have my list ready here. This is just a sample list. You see here I have a bunch of names in here. And so I have about 217 people on this list. And this is just a sample. So that's the second thing you want. So the first thing you want is your flyer. The second thing you want is your list. Once you have that, what you need to do is you can upload your contacts one or two different ways. You can upload the contacts before you do the flyer, and you can upload the contacts after you do the flyer. So in this case, I'm going to show you the before. So you go here to contacts, and then I'm going to go to my groups here, and I have these groups, and then you can go here and import contacts. You can also add contacts manually one by one, but you know, if you have 200 contacts, it's going to take a long time. So you can import from here, but I'm going to show you how to do it once you have the flyer ready. So I'm going to go back to the flyer. So I'm going to use this flyer as an example. This flyer is ready to send out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button right here that says send e-card right there. So I'm going to click on send e-card. I'm going to select what format do I want. Do I want the burgundy colors, or do I want the cream colors? I'm just going to pick this one. Okay. Now it's going to ask me for the subject line. You need to have a subject line in there, otherwise you can't send it. So the subject line that comes out is something you may be interested in. You can just name it whatever you want. You can say, for example, just listed, and I'm just going to pick one at random. I don't know where this property is located. Carson. Just listed in Carson. Something like that. All right. And then you're going to need to put your headline here. All right, this is the subject line, which is going to show whenever they receive the email. It's going to show what the subject line is. But this is the headline for the flyer. So you can just repeat the same thing. So you can say just listed in Carson, for example. I'm just using this as an example. Okay. And then the next line, which is going to be your personal message. Now you can have a small message, you can have a long message, you can have a message, you know, as small or as long as you want. And so I'm going to start typing here, and I just wanted to let you know, let's see, I'm just going to make something up. We just listed this form, etc. Now forget the call of action, so call me now, something like that. So this, I'm just making that up. All right, so now that you have that, and you have the flyer, and it's already customized and everything, next thing that you want to do is you want to add recipients. You want to add recipients from here. So you see now here, you are in the add recipients platform, basically. You can schedule the flyer to be sent at a later time. You can send it now, and you can add recipients. Now, most people get confused about this view because you don't see anybody here. Like, you don't see any recipients. Like, you don't have anybody in your contact database. Now you do. If I went to go here from address book, if you click this button that says address book, I can click on it, and all my contacts are going to be there, and I can just put them by name, by groups, for example, and do it that way. All right, so let me cancel that for a second. And then it says here add contact. What you can do is add contacts manually, or you can go to import contacts, which is what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to import the contacts. It's going to open the same screen that we had before, all right, which is this one here under import contacts. Okay, same screen, exactly the same. So now I'm going to browse and I'm going to search for the file. Now I'm going to have to save this file because I haven't saved it yet. So I'm going to save it in my desktop. Okay, I'm going to save it in my desktop here, and I'm going to call it import list, just to say that, import list. Now in BHHS resource, you can import a list under CSV or Excel, either way, whichever you want, which is fine. So let me close that and let me go here. And so I'm going to go up to my list. So I'm going to look for import list right here. And now it says, now you have to map it. So you're going to have to map it. So first name to first name, last name to last name, email to email. You don't need anything else. Like a lot of people say, well, can I import their phone numbers and all this other information? You can. But if you're just going to be sending e-flyers, if this is not going to be, if this process right here is not going to be part of your contact database procedure, then you don't need anything else other than first name, last name, and email. That's all you need, really. So I'm going to click on next step. It's going to ask you, do you want to append, leave, update, or replace? If you already have the contacts on the list, I'm just going to leave it as append for now. You can read that information. I'm going to click on next. Now it's going to ask you, which group do you want to add this contacts into? So in this case, I'm going to go and just add another group. I'm just going to call it my buyers as of 11/02/15. And the reason I put the date, I always put dates on lists, is because it gives me a point of reference how old that list is. Because maybe in a month from now, I want to create another list. So I'm going to add them to buyers as of 11/2/15. I'm going to click on next. And then it says, well, you're ready now. Do you want to confirm and import? And the answer is yes, so I'm going to import. So now it's importing all the data, and it says I inserted 216 records. One of them was invalid, which means either it doesn't have a first name, last name, or email address. You can download the list again, you can view them again, but that's not what I want to do. So what I want to do now is I want to go back to the flyer so I can send it. So I'm going to close this, go back to my flyer, then go from address book again. In this case, I'm going to go from groups, and now you can see here that the group is right there. This is buyers as of November 2/15. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to go to add selected. All right, and now you see all the contacts underneath, because before we didn't have them, now we do, and they're all here. Now I can finalize this by scheduling a date and time, which I can do 11/2, for example, or 11/3 in this case, tomorrow. And I can set up the time. Now, here's a pop quiz question for you. When is the best time to schedule emails to send out? I'll give you the answer. Between 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning. Most people check their emails from their phone while they're eating breakfast. So between 6 and 7 in the morning, you can try it. It works for me. Most people open their emails before they go to the office, and some people will call you back even before you arrive at the office. So I'm going to schedule it or send it now. In this case, I'm going to schedule it, click the button. I'm not going to click it because obviously I don't want to send all these emails. But once you do that, it's done. So that's the process. Easy. Easy peasy. So let's recap what is it that you're going to need. You're going to need to have a flyer already done, which I already explained to you in the previous video. You're going to need to have a list of contacts that you're going to send the flyer to. Okay? And they have to be sorted, and not sorted, but they have to be first name, last name, and email address. So you can export your list from wherever you have it, import them here, import them into the BHHS resource, and once you have that, you can just send your list. If you have any questions, give me a call, 714-251-6292, or you can send me an email as well. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.